Oh, yes, Lamb Chop. Hold on. Let's put some light on so we can see everything. Hey, Tuvies. It's Psychic Bob. Well, I'm here with Lamb Chop, and our son is studying a little bit, and we've been here looking at a book. I found one of my books that I thought I lost. I have so many books in my house. They're all in boxes and storage. This is one of my famous books, Jean Dixon, My Life and Prophecies. Now, some of you may not know Jean Dixon, but she was a world-famous psychic and astrologer who lived right here, literally about 10 minutes away from my house. And here's her picture on the back cover. Some of you, her older, may remember her. She did a syndicated horoscope column. Almost, not every paper, but a lot of papers in the newspapers in the country carried her horoscope column. And she was always writing for Star Magazine, her prophecies and astrological findings. And I was a big fan of Jean Dixon when I was coming up in the 70s and 80s. And as many of you know, I told you my first encounter with astrology was in 1978. And in the 1970s, astrology was all the rage. Jean Dixon was the next astrologer that I discovered. My first encounter with astrology was through Sidney Omar. And Sidney Omar was a world-famous astrologer, and Jean Dixon was another world-famous astrologer. So here we are on Astrology Monday, and I'm looking at my book on Jean Dixon. This is her biography, My Life and Prophecies, her autobiography. There's a picture of her on the back. Some of you may remember Jean Dixon. I'm curious, do any of you know who I'm talking about? Oh my gosh. Oh, I see Volcanic Ice in the chat. Volcanic Ice, you're a little older. Do you remember Jean Dixon? She was an American astrologer and psychic. I'm curious if you remember her from back in the day. You know, boy, in the 70s and 80s, she was really a big star, along with Sidney Omar, too. I loved them both. Well, I'm so glad you're here. By the way, speaking of Jean Dixon, look what I'm wearing today, guys. Look, I got on my new astrology t-shirt and my famous pendant. This pendant belonged to Jean Dixon. Lamb Chop, can you go over there and sit down? Oh, okay. You want some tea? Hold on a second, guys. I got to give Lamb Chop some tea. There you go. You all right? Yeah. Why don't you go watch the sunset, okay? All right. See if you see any cosmic action going on. All right. There. Here, sit you down. There you go. All right. Yeah, sit by the window. Well, anyways, so this pendant, I got to show it to you because you guys will appreciate it. Some of you have been here a while know about this. I've talked about this before, but it's worth bearing another show. This pendant is from the 1970s. It's a vintage Zodiac wheel. It's kind of hard to see. I've got a lot of glare. It's got crystals around it. And it's got the signs of the Zodiac. You see our big wheel back here on our tapestry? Well, take that and shrink it down to a pendant. And that's what this is. It's got the signs of the Zodiac. Isn't that great? There's a big star. There's a sun in the center, and it's got crystals. But this I acquired. The world-famous Jean Dixon, this one of the book, she lived near me. And when she died, her estate became a museum. And then about 10 years after that, the owner of her estate, who inherited all her items, that estate went up for sale. And so at Jean Dixon's auction, I acquired some pieces from her estate. And one of the pieces I got was this pendant. And this was one of her jewelry pieces. So this is actually a historic piece of jewelry, at least for those of you who are into psychics and astrology. But this was Jean Dixon's personal jewelry, and I own it. So there she is. I'm wearing, and I honor you, Jean, through the wearing of your pendant. I do. God bless you for all the wonderful work you did. So this is a famous pendant. And I'm wearing also my new, oh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, yes. Rhonda says, wow, that's awesome. Yeah, you know, Rhonda, I couldn't believe it when I went to the auction and I got some of the pieces. I also have, which I have to find, I have it stored away, her cross. She did a line of jewelry as well for, this isn't one of her line that she designed. This is just one of her personal pieces she wore. But she also designed a line of jewelry. And I have some of her original pieces from that estate as well that she designed. And I have some other stuff by Jean Dixon. But I loved her. And it's just really cool to have one of my famous world. I actually own her astrology pendant. So I'm wearing also today, check out my new shirt. It just came last night. I just got it. This is an astrology t-shirt. It's an Aquarius t-shirt. Now, it's kind of hard to see. I don't really like the design. It didn't turn out as nice as I thought. But what that is, that's a man kneeling down, and he's holding a vase over his head and pouring water. And there are the stars in the background. And that's the glyph right there my finger is for the sign of Aquarius, the waves. So this is my new Aquarius t-shirt. How do you like that, huh? Anyways, it didn't, in the picture when I saw it online, it actually looked sharper details. I don't know. I don't like it as much as what I saw, but I think it's still kind of cool. And I love all the stars, you know. I so love astrology. You know. Thank you, Rhonda, for your support. Thank you, Volcanic Guys. Glad you're here. There's Laura. And Laura M says, nice shirt. Thank you, Laura M. Oh my gosh, you guys are great. There's Tammy Sabrina. Tammy says, love that pendant. All right, you want another look at it? Oh, here you are, Volcanic. I didn't see your response. Volcanic says, yes, I'm older, hundreds of thousands of years old me. Volcanic Guy says, I love Jean. She was on TV. Yeah, she was on TV. She was good friends with a lot of Hollywood people, but she literally lived like 10 minutes away from me, you know. But there's her pendant. This is a world famous astrological piece of jewelry belonging to Jean Dixon. And I actually got pieces of her estate. I got to find the other pendants. I have a cross pendant from her as well. I was trying to find, you see in this picture, she's wearing that cross. This was a famous pendant she used to wear. Now, I don't have that pendant, but I did try to get it at the time. But anyways, I didn't get that cross, but I have another cross from her, you know. So anyways, yes, I'm so glad you remember Jean Dixon, some of you. If you don't know Jean Dixon, you know, check her out. Get this book. You can buy copies of these on Amazon used. Jean Dixon, My Life and Prophecies. I think you'll like it. Her own story. Recommend it. Recommend it. Well, I am so glad you guys are here. And welcome to Monday. Baroness Kolobobs. There you are, Baroness. She's in our chat. She's our moderator tonight. Thank you for being here. Baroness and I have had a bit of a rough day today. It's my day off, but I just haven't felt well. I think I just didn't sleep enough. And there's something aligned in the planets, I think. You know, right now our sun is in Cancer. Let's bring it up with that water energy. I think it's just making me phlegmatic or something. But Baroness and I both have been feeling under the weather. We're not sick like a flu. It's just like exhaustion. Like we've been going. And today I couldn't even get out of bed, you know. And anyways, we're here, you know. So, but I'm glad you guys are here. Tammy Sabrina said, Chuck is an Aquarius. Oh, that's so cool. I didn't realize he was an Aquarius. Awesome. Laura M says she remembers Jean Dixon on television. That is cool. I love it. Well, I'm glad you guys are here. And you know, despite my challenge day and I'm a little tired, I've had a great day just because, you know, I'm in my astrological mode. Sometimes people say, well, PsychicBob, if Monday is your day off, by the way, thank you for all of you who've been calling for readings. I will get back to you soon. I've been a little backlogged, so I'm not ignoring anybody, just a little overwhelmed. But, you know, some people write me and say, PsychicBob, why do you do a video on Monday if it's your day off? And I like to tell you guys, I love being with you. To me, hanging out with my tubies never feels like work. And I love astrology. Astrology is how I relax. So I've been playing with the astrology today and wearing my new shirt, my jewelry, and spinning around the wheel, really feeling it, you know. So anyways, yeah, so I'm just glad you're here, and I'm glad to be here with you. So if you could put up with PsychicBob and Baroness being a little tired, both of us are not at our top form today, then hang with us, okay? Hi, Rhonda. Rhonda says, it is a blessing to have gotten that. I'm always checking my horoscope. Well, we're going to have your horoscope here in just a little while, Rhonda, so hang with us, okay? Evelyn, hi, Evelyn. Good to see you. Evelyn says, my 6-year-old Vincent was so moody. He even said, Mommy, I'm so moody today. Don't know why, but I'm sorry. Oh, God bless him. You know, kids are so wise. Well, anyways, thank you, Volcanic Ice. Volcanic Ice says, love that you're living your best life, Bob. I'm living my best life. Now, you know, when we talk about living our best life, doesn't always mean everything's perfect and easy, but it does mean we're fulfilled. I feel very happy. Look, I got Baroness Colabobs by my side. I live in the world of mystic as a mystic psychic and astrologer, and every day I get to work with people and help them with their lives. I feel very blessed. By the way, you know, the only reason I'm here today, one, I love you guys and I wouldn't miss it. But two, I did another day of yoga. I'm on day 4 of my yoga. I'm learning new poses every day. And I love it. So Psychic Bob has been sticking to yoga. You know, for me, to go past 3 days is a miracle with exercise. I am not very much motivated. But I have been following my yoga book to a T. Hold on, let me get my yoga book. I'll show it to you real quick. This is my yoga book I'm reading. It's called Yoga for Americans. It's by Indra Devi. She was a world famous yoga teacher. This book is from the 1950s. And I love anything 1950s. It's just, I think I lived in that era. But anyways, I'm following this. This is a home yoga course. Because right now, just with my schedule, I can't go out and join a yoga studio as much as I'd like to. But I'm working this course, and I'm telling you, it's really, really great. If you want to actually try something, now you have to stick with it. It's definitely work. It's been really great experience. I like this form of yoga because it's gentle yoga. Indra Devi is known as, her style is known as a gentle style. I am not somebody who's going to go do Pilates yoga. Sorry, and I'm not doing hot yoga. Just not my style. And I'm not doing aerobics yoga. Gentle yoga, that's working for me, and it's helping me so much. It's what got me out of bed and going today. Well, I am glad you guys are here, and we're going to certainly look at what's going on in the stars today. By the way, our horoscope forecast today is for the period of today, Monday, June the 27th, right? By the way, everybody get a notepad and write stuff down so you can keep it straight, okay? Because we cover a lot in this video. I always forget. But this is a show where you want to bring a notepad to, because I cover a lot of stuff. You want to, you know, a lot of you say, Bob, I can't afford a private reading. I can't get a question on messages. There's so many people. Well, the Monday show is a chance for you to get some psychic help for your week. Okay. So this horoscope forecast is for Monday, June the 27th through next Sunday, July the 3rd. So the 27th of June, Monday, through Sunday, the 3rd of July. Okay. So that's our time period for this, you know. Well, I'm so glad you guys are here. So, all right, well, before we get into the individual signs, I just want to make some notes. I've been doing some observation of the Zodiac wheel today. And let me tell you what's going on. Well, today we're starting out with our sun in the sign of Cancer. This, I think, is why we're all feeling a little overwhelmed and sluggish and moody. Cancer is a water sign that brings up deep emotions. It's ruled by the moon. And I like to say when emotions rise, we need to pay attention to them because sometimes we, you know, in our modern society, we're just like go, 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 go. But with that sun in Cancer, that's stimulating us to kind of be a little more interior, a little more within. And so today I've been feeling tired. I've been feeling weak. I could hardly even walk to lunch. And it was crazy. I'm like, again, I don't feel like I have a flu. I just am burned out. And so that energy of that sun in Cancer stirring that up, and I need to pay attention. So today, Baroness and Colbobs and I, we usually go shopping on Monday. I didn't even go out of the house. I just laid in bed. I did yoga for a while, went to lunch and called it a day, you know. But then I worked on astrology, which was relaxing. But I haven't put a lot of energy into this day. So I'm honoring that. I want to encourage all of you to honor how you're feeling, because Cancer sun gives us that. Now we're starting off this week today with our moon in the sign of Gemini. Gemini is an air sign, and that encourages communication. So, before you reach out and talk to people, try to use that sun energy, because the sun and the moon are the powers of the zodiac. So feel your emotion and then communicate from your heart. And you'll find that if you do that this week, the universe is supporting you in that behavior. Okay. Now we also have, this is interesting. We've got 4 planets in their ruling signs this week. So I want to bring this up before we get into the individual. We've got Mercury, which rules Gemini. Mercury is in the sign of Gemini today. Mars is in the sign of Aries. Mars rules Aries. Saturn, which is the traditional ruler of Aquarius, now it's Uranus, but Saturn is sometimes still used by astrologers, is in Aquarius today, and Neptune is in Pisces. So if you're a Gemini, an Aries, an Aquarius, or a Pisces, this is a power week for you. So that ruling planet gives you extra power to get your goals accomplished. There's Lady Bree. Hi, Lady Bree. Lady Bree says, oh my God, that's why I'm so emotional today. I'm a Cancer, and it's Cancer season now. It is. There you go. Okay. But don't let that overwhelm you. Honor how you're feeling. Okay. Like I said, So anyways, if you're any of these signs, you've got a little bit of power aspect going on this week. Mercury is in your sign of Gemini. Mars is in the sign of Aries. Saturn is in Aquarius, and Neptune is in Pisces. What do I always say? Name it and claim it, right? You need a little help along the way, name it and claim it, okay? I also noticed that we've got the sun, the moon, and Mercury all in the 7th house. And the 7th house deals with partnerships, with alignments, with emotional connections. And I was thinking to myself, with that moon, the sun, the moon, and Mercury in the 7th house, this opens up communications and reflection and union with others. So if you've been feeling like you want to reach out, make connections, these alignments also are showing up very prominently this week. So I want to bring that up. So it's very interesting. The more you study astrology, the more you learn. And I'll tell you, I've been doing astrology since 1970, and I still don't know it all. They come out with like a new asteroid or a new angle or degree angle of planets every week. I'm kind of a traditional. I stick to the main ones, sextiles, squares, conjunctions, alignments, aspects, parallels. That's me. So anyways, I just want to share that with you. So we're starting off this week with our sun in Cancer. Happy birthday to our Cancer babies. We are going to be in the sign of Cancer until July 22nd. We came in last week on June 21st. The solstice started Cancer. Okay. There's Rising Storm Tarot. Hello, $10 donation. Hi, Rising Storm Hunter. I'm sorry I have to tell you, I'm not doing psychic readings today because it's my day off. If you want to bring that question, I'll make sure to answer it tomorrow. Tomorrow at 12 o'clock noon, I'll be doing a live psychic readings. On my day off, I really honor my body by not doing readings. So I hope you'll forgive me. I do appreciate your donation, and I'll be happy to answer that question tomorrow. So yeah, I need to make that clear to everybody here. I'm not doing psychic readings today. Only later I will answer astrology questions, but today I'm doing just astrology because it's my day off. And I hope you understand. God bless you. If you bring that tomorrow, I'll answer it, okay? Thank you for your support. That does mean a lot. All right, so as I was saying, happy birthday to our Cancers. We came into Cancer June 21st, which was the summer solstice. And Cancer is the sign that kicks off the summer season, okay? So at least in the tropical zodiac. All right, so we're in Cancer till July 22nd. A special happy birthday. If you're a Cancer, this whole next month is your power time. You've got the sun in your sign. Whenever the sun is in your sign, you're blessed, Okay, you're really blessed. So there you go. All right, so we're going to spin around our big zodiac wheel and see what the stars have for all of you. By the way, before we do that, real quick announcements. Baroness Kolobov's announced on what day is it? July 25th. Oh gosh, I forgot the date here. We've got a special event, an evening of private readings with Psychic Bob. We're going to do a small group session where I bring messages over for people in the group. It's limited to 10 people. Baroness, I can't find the paper that says the dates. Anyways, I think it's July 25th. Don't quote me on that. Baroness, put it in the chat, please. All right, watch the chat. She'll have the date for that. But if you want to get in on that, we have a few seats left. It's already selling. For those of you who've never been to it, I do private events, private party event on Zoom. And we're going to have a group of 10 people where it's an evening of psychic readings with Psychic Bob. So if you want to get some up-close personal time with me, maybe you can't buy a full reading right now, this is a great alternative. July 27th. Okay, so July 27th, I think it's at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do a live private event. Cost is $25. So it's an evening with Psychic Bob. $25 is limited to 10 people. Because you only got 10 people, you'll get a lot more personal time with me. And I can answer your psychic questions and look at your situation and see what guides are around you. So we'll bring messages over from your guides and see what spirit has. Yeah, July 27th, private event with Psychic Bob. So I'd love to have you join us. Let us know. Let Baroness know. She's going to manage that for me because my schedule's too busy. So don't send me 100 emails. Try to reach her, and she'll get you in on that. Okay. All right. There you go. Also, another important announcement. This Saturday, we will not be having psychic development class. I have to do some business travel, so I'm going to be away on Saturday. But we will do. We're going to do psychic development class this Sunday. So if you want to break on Saturday, you got to break, and then you can join us on Sunday for psychic development. The psychic development class that you can register at my website. Okay. The special event, the evening of psychic readings in July, is not on my website. That's why you have to contact Baroness Kolobov. But the class, the next weekend's class, Sunday, we're going to have a live psychic readings. Okay. Next Sunday, I'm tired today, we're going to have psychic development class. So I hope you'll join us. 12 o'clock till 2 o'clock. The price is $30. It's limited to 30 people in that class. So register early so you can get a spot. Okay. You guys are rocking. Thank you so very much. All right. What we all been waiting for. What is going on in the stars? By the way, just again, for those of you who are tuning in, this forecast is for what date is it? For today, hold on a second. This forecast is for Monday, June the 27th through Sunday, July the 3rd. Now, if you don't know your zodiac sign, listen up because I'm going to give the dates after each sign. Now, I know I get it every week, no matter how many years I've done it. Somebody's going to write me all upset saying, well, you said that I was an Aries, but the other astrologer said I was a Pisces. I think you're wrong. No, I'm not wrong. Every year, the signs will move backward or forward a day or two. They flip back and forth because of the alignment of the sun and the planets. So if you hear, you're saying, well, I was told I was a Pisces on March 21st, and you're saying I'm an Aries. What that means is you're a cusp. That means you're right on the line. You see back here a line? And depending on what year it is, you'll be on that sideline or the other. It just wobbles a little bit. And so neither is wrong. But what you do is that means you get two horoscopes. Listen to both, and you'll feel which one you're more in tune with. And that's how you'll know. Now, you can get an ephemeris and look up your exact birth date, and it will tell you of that year which sign you're in. But even that, I always say, it's right on the edge like that. You may be feeling more of one than the other. My mother was born on November 22nd, and she was, by my chart, or my original chart, she was a Sagittarius. But when I actually went to the ephemeris at the time of her birth, she was actually a Scorpio. Now, growing up, I always felt my mother was more Scorpio, but she believes she's Sagittarius, and that's fine. But that's when you're on the cusp. Don't let it panic you. Just get twice the information. Okay? There we go. All right, so Aries. Now listen up. I'll give the birth dates. All right, after each sign, if you don't know what sign you are. Aries, and Aries is March 21st through April 19th. Aries, this week for you, it's all about serendipity. It's about going with the flow of the cosmos. Aries, you're going to find this week, literally, that it's like the universe is at your beck and call. It's like the minute you think of something, it appears, or you start thinking about somebody and they appear. So Aries, be open to strange and unique coincidences, which we know really aren't coincidences. It's the universe talking to you. So Aries, this week, be open to that. If you start to see signs and patterns, which I believe you will, then allow it to be. Just say, that is so interesting. I'm gonna follow that sign. Now remember, Aries, Mars, your ruling planet, is in your sign this week. And so you want to take advantage of that. Anything you need to get going, Aries, you want to get up and go with it. Okay? Because you've got double the power right now. All right? And so be open to coincidences, to serendipity, to seeing patterns evolve before you. If you're Aries, you might see things like numbers repeating, or you might see a word repeating, or you just think about something and then, let's say like you're thinking, I want to get a new job. I'd love to work for such and such corporation. And suddenly you get a flyer in the mail from that company saying, we've got job openings. You're like, oh, I was just thinking about them. That's the sort of stuff you, Aries, want to watch for. And if you watch for that, you will be in tune with the cosmos, and you, Aries, will receive the blessings. All right. So there is our horoscope for this week for Aries. Be in tune with that energy all week, and you're going to rock it. All right. Yay. All right. Our next sign on the wheel is Taurus, and that's April 20th through May 20th. This week, Taurus, for you, I have to tell you, Uranus has a dramatic placement this week in your first house. And I think that this really is pointing towards some dramatic shifts around Taurus, particularly in the work area. Be open to change, Taurus. This may be a week of abrupt changes, but the secret for Taurus right now to maneuver through that is to focus on alliances. This is a good time for Taurus this week to reach out to other bosses, other alignments. If you've been working for a company, and let's say somebody down in a different department of marketing has always said, hey, Taurus individual, I would love for you, if you ever want to get out of your job, come work in our department. This week, Taurus, you might want to check it out. Now, I'm not predicting and prophesying that all Tauruses are losing their jobs. So here's PsychicBob out, because I don't want to start a panic in the streets. But you may find abrupt changes. For example, you may have a boss suddenly leave and a new boss comes in. And you're just like, oh, I don't like this boss. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. There's some irregular things going on around the work area for Taurus, which may be disruptive this week. The secret is start now building alliances. So if you need to change your job or move into a new area or just have some support, you'll have your alliances in place. And if you can do that this week, Taurus, you're going to rock it. Okay. So focus on alliances. Be ready for some dramatic shifts, particularly in work areas. Now, this isn't always bad, though the alignments in the chart showed that it could be disruptive. But for example, if you're a Taurus and you're looking to do a job change, right? Here's another example just to give you another idea of what I'm saying here. And let's say you've applied for a new job and you went to the interview and they say, okay, when would you like to start? And you say, well, I need, 3 weeks to leave my old job. And they agree to it. That Uranian influence could be they call you back and say, can't give you 3 weeks. We need you here in 4 days. And you're like, oh, now I got to get out of this other job and get to the new one. It's a little disruption. Roll with it. Keep your alliances. You'll come through. All right. Hope that helps you this week, Taurus. God bless you. All right, our next sign on our wheel, we're spinning around our zodiac wheel, is Gemini, and that's May 21st through June 20th. Okay. Now, Geminis, this week you've got Mercury and Venus showing up in your chart very strongly. This is a love week for you. Gemini, be open to new love this week. You're really going to see that there's a lot of flirtation. Now, if you're a Gemini and you're in a relationship, this doesn't necessarily mean you have to go leave and cheat on your partner. That's not what we're saying. But look at your partner in a new light and have a little flirtation. Renew the relationships around you this week, Gemini, and be open to new ones. Now, this isn't only romance, it can be friendship as well, because Venus is also, prominent in your chart, and that deals with self-love, love of others, not always just romantic love. So this is a week to get to know people, to renew your relationships, and to open your heart for communications and for moving forward in friendships and connections with others. So Gemini, love is in the air for you this week. Communicate, talk, So, Geminis, you might want to think about, especially if you're in a relationship, ask yourself, when was the last time you really went on a date with your partner? When was the last time you really told them you loved them? This Mercury in your chart really opens that heart communications for you this week. So share your thoughts, share your emotions, align with others. That's your secret to an awesome week, Gemini. All right. Our next sign is Cancer. And Cancer's on our wheel. That's June 21st through July 22nd. All right. Now, Cancer, right now, this is your power month because you've got the sun in your sign. And you've got the sun in your sign this month. So you also have a lot of eighth house activity. Eighth house activity going. The sun is in your sign in the eighth house. And this is the time, Cancer, where you want to focus on big life issues. Where is it all going? What are your long-term goals? Have you thought about things like retirement or a move? Maybe it's saying, I've always wanted to get out of this house and move and spend the rest of my life in a different area. If you're a Cancer, all of that's coming up right now. And it's a good time this week to really focus on tackling life issues. It's time for you to change things, Cancer. If you're unhappy in a situation, and especially if you say to yourself, this is what Cancer should ask all week. Do I want to be where I am in the next year or 5 years or 10 years? Where do I see it all going? You focus on that, Cancer. You're going to get things in motion that make your week awesome and the next few years awesome. So tackle the life issues. Focus on your bigger goals. Get out of the momentary drama, all right? Because we all get caught, and that's not a criticism. We all do it. And you've got the power right now, especially with the sun in your sign, to crank it out, rock it, and be awesome. All right. So focus on the long-term goals and life issues. Cancer, that's your key to success this week. All right. Yay. There we go. All right. Next sign is Leo. Leo is July 23rd through August 22nd. Leo, you are one of the best communicators of the zodiac. Leos have a way to reach the masses, to inspire them. They got that firepower. But this week, Leo, you want to take that energy and turn it inward. You want to work on your inner inspiration because, Leo, right now, if you're putting all your energy out, you may deplete yourself. So, Leos, it's okay to withdraw from the public eye. By the way, a lot of Leos are celebrities. A lot of Hollywood type people are Leos because Leos are glamorous. They're bigger than life. That's a Leo trait. But this week, Leo, take all that power, bring it within, rediscover your own inner voice, rediscover what inspires you. Focus on inner calm the storm of the outer world and be within. Get that centeredness. That will rejuvenate you. That will build your power, Leo. And then you're going to be ready in the next week to go back into the world and inspire people as you often do. Okay. There's Robert Siemens says, yay, Leo, yay. Tammy Sabrina says, yes, it's an animal house here. All right. Colleen Croy says, hey, so am I Leo rising? Well, we'd have to do your chart, but if you are Leo rising, this would definitely influence you as well, you know. All right. Anybody's got Leo in their chart, that's what you need to know. All right, so there we go. Now, our next sign on our wheel is Virgo, and Virgo is August 23rd through September 22nd, all right? Right now, Virgo, you've got a lot of power planets moving in the 10th house today, and that's starting off this week. This week, you are going to feel inspired that you need to speak to the masses. If you're a Virgo, this is a time, you know, there's a saying, let your light shine. Virgos, you want to put yourself into the world. You have a lot of power now to get recognized and to have influence. It's a great week for Virgos to think about writing. Write your story, put a book out, start a blog, start a YouTube channel. Virgo, you got the power to influence masses, to be seen by the world, and to paint your story for many people to learn from and be inspired by. Virgo, it's all about seeing and being seen this week. So don't retire and say, I'm a quiet little Virgo in my house. No, you got to be in the world this week. And some of you Virgos, I know a lot of Virgos, they tend to be introvert, but Virgo, you got to break out of that this week. Just for this week, try it. Put yourself out there. Share your thoughts, you know. Maybe you're a Virgo and you work for a company, you know, where, you know, I've been worked in companies where people would send out these emails to the whole company with thoughts and ideas. This is a great time for Virgo to put yourself out there. If you've been having a vision of how things can be improved at work, go ahead and put it out there. Speak up at the board meeting, because people will be open to hearing you. They want to hear your ideas, and you have a platform. And I guess that's the word I'd say. Virgo, you have a platform this week to see and be seen. And not only that, to be heard, understood, and accepted and embraced. So go world with confidence, you know, and don't be afraid to share those thoughts, those ideas. All right. So there you go. All right. All right. Lady Bree says, Cancer Sun, Leo Moon. All right. Fire and water. Water and fire. Opposites mix. And then Baroness Caldwell says, I'm Capricorn Sun, Scorpio Moon, Leo rising. Lots of Venus and Aquarius Saturn. Yay. All right, Baroness Caldwell. See a good strong earth sign there. A lot of deep emotional power of water. I love that. All right, so where are we? All right, Virgo. Next sign is Libra. All right, Libra. Libra is September 23rd through October 22nd. All right, Libra, this week, you're a little similar to the Cancers. You want to focus on long-term goals, okay? Libra, with the added advice, this week it shows around you that you need to seek advice from others. Don't try to go it all on your own. Libra, if you're about to do a life change, which it looks like you will, at least a lot of you will. Now, when we do astrology, it doesn't mean every single person is going to have the exact same scenario. But there is a pattern around Libras that show they're ready to focus on longer term goals. But to do that successfully, get advice. So if you're saying, you know what, I need to start working on my retirement investment accounts, don't just go buy stocks yourself. Get a financial advisor. Help them to mold a package for you. Don't do it on your own. This week, Libra, it's about partnership to attain those long-term goals. So if you're a Libra, don't just think you can go it on your own. Your success, the true success, comes from uniting with others for advice. You know, Libra, you know, I think for you, this may be a challenge to do simply because Libras are used to taking care of everybody. I always say they're the mother hens of the Zodiac, along with the Virgos. But the Libras love to bring everybody under the umbrella, keep everybody safe, make everybody happy. But Libras, one of the challenges of being a Libra is many Libras forget to take care of themselves. And so Libra, you want to look out for you. Let you be number one this week. It's not selfish. It's self-honoring. So to be self-honoring, you want to align with people that are going to take care of you this week, Libra. So go speak to your banker. Go speak to your investment advisor. Go speak to real estate people. Whatever you're working on long-term, whether it's a home for retirement or a business goal or, some other goal. Maybe it's a marriage goal. Maybe you have a long-term want to be in a partnership. Talk to a spiritual advisor. This week, Libra, it's about partnership with experts to get expert advice to make you able to achieve those long-term goals. All right. Am I clear with everybody? I haven't lost anybody, have I? All right. I don't want to get everybody scared and confused. All right. All right. There you go, Libras. Do that. You're going to rock it. All right. Our next sign on our wheel is Scorpio. Scorpio, October 23rd through November 21st. Okay. What do we got going on here? Yes. This week, Scorpio, for you, it's all about psychism. Your sign is in the 12th house this week, aspecting the South Node. What that means, that's opening up your psychic gifts, your intuition. Scorpio, this week, a lot of you are going to have dreams of other times, other places. Evaluate those dreams. Make a journal. You're going to feel in connection with other times and places. You're not losing your mind, but you are opening up a channel this week, Scorpio, to past life knowledge. Okay? If you're a Scorpio and you have the opportunity to travel, it might be worth your time to take some trips, even if just little short day trips to historic places or places that you feel like you must go. Have you ever had a compulsion to get in the car and say, I've got to go see that historic house? Why? Why do you get those compulsions? Well, sometimes that's past life stuff. We need to go see that old Victorian house because maybe we actually lived in it. And going there reminds us of it. Or maybe we lived in that era and going there connects us to that whole energy. So Scorpio, this week be open to the mysteries, the occult mysteries, particularly related to past life phenomena, past life mysteries, past life memory. This is a great week for Scorpio. If you know a past life regression therapist, go have a session. Explore that inner world of what your past was, what the soul knowledge is that you're carrying. Past life regression therapy will help release traumas. You're a Scorpio. You may discover this week that you end up revisiting old fears. Like maybe you've always had a fear of water and you're like, I never went and took swimming lessons because I was afraid of water. Well, this week, explore that. Maybe it's a past life you drowned in a shipwreck and you've never gotten over it. Well, past life regression therapy will open that up for you and allow healing. So Scorpios, be open to the past, coming to the surface and learning, being enriched, being healed, being blessed. All about past life knowledge, spiritual soul connections to other places and times. That's your focus this week, Scorpio. Thank you for listening. All right. Our next sign will is Sagittarius, November 22nd through December 21st. Sagittarius, you have got a lot of power right now to get things done quickly. You're a hunter and gatherer, and this week the alignment of the planets says focus on your short and long-term business goals. You're going to have fast success. This is a week, Sagittarius, to get contracts signed, to get deals worked. It's like literally this week you get it done. If you've been in a holding pattern with a client, say for the last 3 months, you've been trying to get them to commit to doing a deal with you, revisit it this week. There's Christine C. She says, I wonder if a Scorpio man would work with a Scorpio woman. Oh, she's talking to Star. Well, it depends. You'd have to look at the charts. Sometimes the same signs mix and sometimes they don't. Well, we'll have to see that. Okay. So Sagittarius, this week, it's all about fast success. This is not, well, hopefully I have luck and in 6 months I'll get the contract. No, this is like this week. If you're a Scorpio, if you're a Sagittarius and you're looking for work, this is a great week. Push out the resumes, show up to the interviews. Do not put it off. If you send out a resume today and they say, we want to see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., don't say, well, could I wait till next week? No, take whatever they offer because you've got energy to conquer what you need to get it done. It's all about moving fast down that track of success. Sagittarius, this is a lucky week for you, provided, of course, there's a caveat, not just luck on itself, provided that you work with that energy. So you got to get off your duff, get up and get running and make it happen. And you will, you'll do it. What's the word there? I slayed it. I slayed it. Well, you're going to slay it this week, Sagittarius. And it's a money week. I think you guys are going to be the wealthiest of the Zodiac this week. So if anybody got Sagittarius friends, they might have a little extra money. Go hit them up for a loan. I'm just kidding. Don't bug your Sagittarius friends for money. Anyway, Sag, keep your money safe. You're going to make it. All right. Our next sign of the wheel is Capricorn. That's December 22nd through January 19th. Capricorns, this week you've got Pluto in your second house. It's really talking about long-term goals, long-term partnerships. You want to focus on what is important in your life and who is important. This is a week for Capricorns to put aside people that are distractions. Capricorns, this week for you is about what's really important. What's the focus financially and emotionally? So if you're a Capricorn and you think, I never do get to spend time with my sister because all these crazy people keep distracting me, cut them off and focus on that relationship. If you're a Capricorn, you're saying, I really need to get that business alignment going. I've been thinking about for 3 months. Sit down, work out the deal, make it the focus. Pluto in your second house gives you a lot of power right now to do long-term successful partnership, whether that's business, whether that's romance, whether that's friendship. Capricorn is all about aligning with the people that really are worth the time to align with. So cut out the chaff, or what do they call it? The chaff. And stay with the main people that are important. And that leads to happiness, unity, and success for Capricorn this week. So name it and claim it. You're going to draw to yourself the important people that are the best alignments for you. All right, there you go, Capricorn. That's what you got to work on. That's your homework. All right, next on our wheel is Aquarius. Aquarius is January 20th through February 18th. All right. This week, Aquarius, you've got Uranus and Saturn both working in your chart. This alignment could be a little challenging, for it could make Aquariuses confused this week as to how to have balance between their professional life and their personal life. So if you're an Aquarius this week, you may be overworking and you need to step back and look at how you're doing things, you see, because that Uranian energy gives you ability to break through and do change this week. So you get balance in your life. Saturn is the brakes of the zodiac. And you as an Aquarius may find that things slow down to give you a little mental break, a little physical break. So Aquarius this week, slow down, look at the energy around you, look at how you're putting out energy. You're going to have a lot of clarity because of Uranus in your chart. So seek balance, work balance, life balance, and know that you've got to have fun along the way with the work. So this is very, very important. Okay. So work balance, life balance. Don't take everything so seriously, Aquarius. Aquarians, and I'm an Aquarius, sometimes we get a little obsessive. We get so up in our head and focused on stuff. We don't just calm down and relax. And, this would be a good week for Aquarius just to take a day, go shopping. Don't worry about the work. It'll be there when you get back. But you got to get some balance, Aquarius. And I'll tell you, when I was looking at this chart today and these alignments, I thought, that's probably a good message for Psychic Bob as well. So this is for not just me, but for all of y'all. But I'm taking it to heart as well. Okay. So I'm going to work on that this week. Try to have a little more fun. little less stress, and get the balance back. So Aquarius, that is your homework, and that is your key to success. All right, then our next sign on the wheel is Pisces, February 19th through March the 20th. You know, Pisces, this week for you, it's all about psychism. You're similar to the Scorpio. You've got Neptune in your sign, which is giving you so much psychic power right now. This psychic gift that you have is going to move you forward towards success. You've got Jupiter and Neptune both figuring prominently in the fourth house, which really gets you attuned with yourself and attuned to moving ahead, to change, to success, to your goals. So this week, Pisces, you really, 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 really want to trust yourself. Don't listen to other people this much this week, Pisces. People mean well, but they're not in the flow that you are. If you're feeling like, you know what, I want to apply for that job, and everybody around you is like, oh, don't apply for that job. That's not a good job. But you're feeling it, trust your feeling or what everybody's saying. Because Pisces, you got your finger on the pulse of what is coming for you, particularly the most of this actually shows up in the work area. Now, it's also, I think, with personal too, in the sense of moving forward in relationships. But Pisces, really, this is a week where there's a lot of financial blessing as well for you. So don't be afraid, to trust yourself and let that power lead you and guide you. All right. So there you go. Oh my gosh, we spun around our zodiac wheel. How do you guys like that? There's your zodiac. There's your astrology for all 12 zodiac signs. Okay. Now, did you guys want to ask some astrology questions? I'll take a few minutes here and answer a few questions if you want to ask them, Hi, Devilish. Devilish says, hey, everyone, looks like I missed my signs. I'll go back and listen. Yeah, Devilish, we started at 7 o'clock tonight. But I'm glad you're here. All right, Billy Meyer has a good question. Always you have good questions, Billy. Is it possible to change or alter your zodiac sign, become a different sign, and receive the energies of changed sign despite the month you were born? I haven't heard of that happening, Billy. But what it is possible to do is you can draw to, in fact, we talked about this in the inner circle. For those of you who come to the inner circle, you get a lot of insights, things I don't talk about here on YouTube. But in an inner circle, we talked about drawing down the planets, the power of planets. So even though you may not be able to change your sign, once you know what the planets are and their power, you can literally do a spiritual ritual to channel that energy of that planet into your life. So you can't change what you are. It's kind of set. I'm not normally someone who says everything's set in stone or in destiny. I believe we have free will, but in terms of our astrology chart, it is kind of set, but we can draw power through other means, because remember that cosmos is alive. Everything's in motion. One of the things you can do is call on the spirit of your sign. So for example, on my shirt here, I've got the Aquarius, that's the water bear. He's holding a vase over his head and pouring water. Well, if you know the story of Aquarius, this person that pours the water is Ganymede, and he became an immortal as a gift from Zeus, the great Greek god. So as an Aquarius, or if you wanted to draw Aquarian power in your life, let's say you're a Pisces, you could do a ritual and pray to Ganymede of the sign of Aquarius. Each sign has a spirit attached to it. So you can bring that energy into your life through aligning with the spirit of that other sign. I hope that helps a little bit. When I get my temple room finished, I'm going to have an astrology altar with astrological candles, and I'm going to do a video to teach you guys how to burn candles to draw in astrological power. So I'm working on that, but we'll have that as well, Hi, Rhonda S. Rhonda says, I sure do hope so. Thank you, Bob. Well, you're welcome. I'm glad you're here, Thank you, Star. Star says, nice work. Oh, wonderful. Kolobob says, Baroness Kolobob says, I love Zeus. He's my god. I believe, this is my personal belief, I believe that Zeus is a god, one of the gods of the zodiac, because he's the sky father, the sky god. And so I think you can pray to Zeus to help you learn astrology and to be attuned to that energy. There's also a Greek goddess called Astraea, who is the Greek goddess of the stars, goddess of astrology. So you might want to do research on Astraea and also Zeus. All right. So there you go. Billy had a good question. Anybody else have any other astrology questions? Oh, Star, I haven't done that today. Star says, I love when Bob wears his glasses and when he jumps up and says the G word. You know what? We all need to jump up, and get glorified, in the spirit. Spin around that wheel. Let's be glorified. I'm a little crazy. Billy Mayer says, what would happen if we rearranged the stars in the zodiac signs? Would that affect zodiac energies? Billy, you're going where angels fear to tread with that one. I don't think it's our place to mess with the cosmos. But let me actually, that's actually an interesting question. The truth of the matter is that we, in a sense, when doing astrology charts, we actually can realign the stars to a degree. It's called rectifying the chart. And what happens is there is the tropical zodiac and then the sidereal zodiac. And the sidereal zodiac is the actual alignment. The zodiac that we work with is based on an old assumption of alignment of the poles and the stars. It's actually slightly different in today's reality, but astrologers today still use the tropical zodiac predominantly, not every astrologer, majority in the West use the tropical zodiac, but the actual stars alignment because of the pole shifts and the earth rotations and the planets is actually slightly off. So in a sense, you can, in a sense, change the alignment of the stars by looking at the chart through the sidereal alignments, which does change some of these signs in the houses and things like that. So yes, it can, in a sense you can, but in a sense of actually physically alter the universe, don't go there. All right, good question. There's Stardust C says, hey, Psychic Bob, so what sign would be compatible with Scorpio? That's a good question. Well, Scorpio is a water sign. And water signs are oftentimes compatible with earth signs. So like a good earth sign would be, for a Scorpio, a good alignment would be with like a Taurus or a Virgo or a Capricorn. Those signs would be really good for a water sign. Water signs also oftentimes mix with air signs because air is, they stimulate and support each other to a degree. And so the air signs that are supportive as well are Aquarius and Gemini and Libra. But for Scorpio, I really think the best alignment is earth and water. So really the earth signs, as I mentioned earlier, I think are the best. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. That would probably be the best. And second best would be air. That's my take on it. All right. Good questions. Oh, you guys are wonderful. Bree just got banned for saying glorified, I think. 300-second ban. Bree, don't worry. We love you. Oh, my gosh. Baroness and Cola Bob said I are just playing with you. All right. Don't be upset. You're not really banned. Volcanic Guy says, not this one, though. I have too much fire in my chart. I'm not sure. I think I'm in the middle of a conversation. Christine C says, my guy is a Taurus, and we didn't quite work out. Maybe A Leo, water and fire make steam. Certainly possible. What, Christine, I forget what sign. Are you an Aquarius? If you're an Aquarius, I can't remember your sign. I think you're Aquarius. If you're an Aquarius, Aquarius struggle with Tauruses sometimes because air and earth tend to cancel each other out. Not always, but it can. It can. Okay. So in terms of, it depends on what your sign is. Anyways, water and fire. Interesting. Our Lightworker asks, Bob, why do I get along with Capricorn so well as an Aquarius? Well, I think it depends. Every sign has its positive and negative aspects. And in somebody's chart, they can have other planets that are in alignment with Aquarius. Like they may have Aquarius figure predominantly in their chart. Like the ruling planet of Aquarius is Uranus. And they may have a lot of Uranian energy in prominent houses, which puts them in a mindset and an energy similar to Aquarius. So even though they may be an earth sign, they may have a lot of traits that are air sign traits as well. So that can account for it. That's why I always say, don't judge everybody instantly. Back in the 1970s, people would do this. They'd say, oh, I want you to meet somebody. Like let's say you're an Aquarius. And somebody said, oh, the person you want to meet. A lot of times people in the 1970s would literally, they took it very seriously. They'd say, oh, well, what's that guy's sign? They say, oh, well, he's a Taurus. And the Aquarius person would say, oh, well, I'm an air sign, he's air sign. It will never work out. And they wouldn't even go on a date. Whereas that's really not always fair because you might meet that Taurus or that Capricorn and find out that they have a lot of air energy in their chart. And you as an Aquarius really blend with them. So it's not always just the sun sign. We've got the rising sign. We've got the major planetary lines. We get the houses. There's so many factors that affect that. So be careful you don't discriminate based on the sun sign alone. You have to really know a chart to really know if it's going to work or not. Baron's Colobus says, my Bob loves his Capricorn. Yeah, I do. I'm an Aquarius, and traditionally Aquarius and Capricorn are not a good mix, but look how good Baroness and I get along. She has a lot of Aquarian energy in her chart, and that makes us aligned. She also has a lot of psychic energy too in her chart. All right. Stardust has a good question. Stardust says, hey, PsychicBob, will you make up a song to sing with astrology? And you're talking about my tarot song. For those of you who weren't here the other night when I did tarot readings on Saturday night, I have a song I sing. Tarot, tarot, let us see. Give a card and we will be. We will know what the future is. Give us a card that is your biz. Sound all free. I have a song I sing about tarot cards. I'm going to have to work on an astrology song. I like that, Stardust. Let me work on that. Maybe next week we'll have a song for astrology. That's a good question. That's the most original question tonight. All right. Oh my gosh. Oops, hold on. Somebody had a question. Medina Belvin says, why and how are zodiacs connected to the planets? Well, really, Medina, that comes from ancient Babylon. The ancient Babylonian astrologers would go on top of their temples and observe the sky. And they started to see alignments of the planets and felt that they spoke energies. That later on went to Greece, and the ancient Greeks had a big influence on our modern astrology because the Greeks saw the patterns in the stars that were the constellations, and they developed the mythology around that. And so the Babylonian alignments got mixed with the Greek alignments, and that's where modern day astrology comes from. So like the planet Uranus is associated with Aquarius because as they studied the movement of Aquarius, whenever Aquarius was predominant in the sky, they noticed there were certain energies connected with it and certain alignments of planets that would appear near those constellations. So they became associated, some through physical alignment and some through behavior of people connected to that. It's kind of a complex story, but that's kind of a little bit. Hopefully will help you understand a little bit. Good question. Volcanic Ice says, I tend to burn the earth signs to pieces, Bob. Too much fire in my chart. You know, Volcanic Ice, I'm probably going to have to do a whole video. I think that would be a good subject for a special video about balancing your energy. If you're too heavily weighted in your astrology chart with a certain element, you feel burdened by that, there are things you can do and rituals and certain gems. You can wear gemstones. In the Vedic astrology, the Eastern astrology, they wear gemstones to counterbalance that influence. I'll do a video on that soon. I like that. That's a good topic. But, you know, I'd have to look at your chart and see it before I could comment. But let me just put it this way. You don't have to live with that energy always. You can find a way to neutralize it. And Vedic astrology is really good in that area for that. All right. There's Devilish. I hope that helps a little bit, Volcanic Ice. Good question. Devilish says, what's the best sign fit for Sagittarius, Bob? Well, you know, Sagittarius is a fire sign. And fire signs really mix well with air signs. They stimulate you. Sometimes they get overstimulated. But in terms of compatibility, Sagittarius is oftentimes very compatible with the air signs of Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. Okay. Now, my parents were both Sagittariuses, and they got on great. So I think Sagittarius is compatible with Sagittarius generally. Again, it depends on all the other planets. But my parents were both Sagittarius, and they had a great connection. 60-plus year marriage. Oh, hold on a second. All right, guys, I just lost where I was on the chat. All right, well, I think I might have missed a question. Bear with me, guys. Colleen Croy asks, I'm a Taurus with a lot of fire in moon and rising sign. Married to a Leo, lots of fire. Is that good or bad? Well, I think that being a Taurus, that earth sign gives you a lot more balance. The moon sign tends to reflect how we feel interiorly. So, like if you have a fire moon sign and your husband's a sign, that can create a lot of attraction, so it's not necessarily bad. But they do say in astrology that sometimes too much fire, you can burn out each other and destroy each other. So you have to be careful, especially if you get in arguments. Two fire signs fighting can turn into a blaze that's destructive. But again, being a Taurus, that's a pretty strong stabilizing factor, I think, for you. So that's what probably makes it, the marriage more solid rather than burning out. But two fire signs, together can be challenging. All right. Uh-oh. Aaron's Colba says, LOL, Christine C. just got 300 seconds for being a glorifier. Oh dear, I've started some driving Baron is crazy. Volcanic Ice says, yes, thank you, Volcanic Ice. Volcanic Ice says, waiting for the mini astrology, Bob. We will solve it together. I'm certainly going to look at all of that for you, Volcanic Ice, and thank you for your patience. I'm catching up on charts. I've had a number come in, so I'm working on them. Starlight Worker says, this horoscope chat is really informative. Thanks. You're welcome. Lady Bridget says, word. That's great. You're welcome, Volcanic Ice. Thank you for your support. By the way, I do private astrology charts. I do call compact astrology voice readings, where I pull up your chart and I do a recorded audio. Instead of writing out a long report, I actually speak it. I tell you, you've got this planet in this house. Your moon is in Scorpio. You got this. And I explain what it means. Right now, I have a little bit of backlog. So if you want an astrology chart, you may have to wait about a week or two. But because I'm working on a number already that have come in. But that is an offering I have. And you can buy over at my website the compact voice reading. But send me a note and say which reading you there. I don't have the astrology one on the website. I'm having some website issues. But just buy the compact voice reading and then send a note and say, I want it for astrology, not for spiritualism. Okay. So there you go. Well, listen, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I've had so much fun, but it's my day off, and Psychic Bob needs to just Netflix and chill a little more today. But I want to say thank you for being here. I hope you've enjoyed our time together. I hope you got some insight about what's going on with the astrology for the week. Now, listen, don't forget, we got a lot going on. This upcoming Sunday, which is Sunday, hold on, let me give you the exact date so I don't confuse everybody. All right, so on Sunday, July the 3rd, we will have psychic development class just for this week. We're not doing it on Saturday. We're doing it on Sunday because I have to travel and be away for some business travel. So Sunday, we will have psychic development class just this week. So for those of you, a lot of times you said you can't come on Saturday, you got a chance to join psychic development class. This week on our psychic development class, I'm teaching a class on channeling of the higher self, how to channel your higher self and how to channel other people's higher selves. So if you're interested in working with the higher self, come and join us for this Sunday, July the 3rd. Our class will be at 12 o'clock noon on Zoom. The space in that class is limited to only 30 people. I try to keep it so I can actually give everybody individual time. If I grow the class to 100 people like people want, then I'm really not able to work with people as well. So I'm keeping it to 30 people in that class. Would love to have you sign up over at my website. When you go to the website, PsychicBob.com, you'll see at the top a tab that says services. Click on that and you can scroll down and read about the different offerings, the private readings, the compact voice readings, or the psychic development class. So, and if you want to be in on the hold on, what day is it? Is it the 27th, Cola? July 27th, we're going to have a special event. It's $25, an evening of psychic readings. If you just want to be in a small group and get more direct help from me, you want to join that group. It's $25, but it's a lot more than what you get on YouTube because it's just 10 people. It's not hundreds of people. So I'd love to have you join that for an evening with Psychic Bob. If you want to be in on the July 27th class, let Baroness Kolobobs know. She is managing that event for me. We've already sold a number of seats. I'd love to have you there. You're welcome. Thank you, Medina, for being here. We hope you'll join us either for Psychic Development or one of our special events. We'd love to have you there. You guys rock. Listen, I love you all. What does Psychic Bob always say? If you're at a time of struggle in your life, don't give in to despair. Just pause and look to the stars, because that zodiac wheel is always above us, spinning and bringing new alignments for blessing and power every day. So keep a little faith, hope, and love in your hearts. Reach for the stars, and you're going to be blessed. Thank you for being here, guys. I love you. Be here tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon, for messages from the spirit world. I'll be taking your live questions to the live stream event, 12 o'clock noon Eastern. That's 12 Eastern, 11 Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, 9 a.m. Pacific. For those of you in Europe, 5 p.m. London time, 6 p.m. Paris time. Don't miss it. It's a chance to get your little mini psychic reading from Psychic Bob, and I look forward to it. Thank you, guys. Let's give a big shout out to Baroness Kolobobs tonight for her wonderful service. She's been under the weather today, and she still came out. I told her to take the evening off and sleep and rest, and she said, no, I want to do the show. So, Baroness, thank you for your sacrifice and your work. I love you. Thank you for being here. You guys rock. We'll see you back here tomorrow for messages from the spirit world. Blessed be.